Hi and welcome to day 2 of the Captain's blog aboard Flight of Freedom from Freedom Cruisers in Horning. Now you may be wondering, so I'm just having a bit of trouble here, I'm not used to this, holding the camera, it's been a while, it's been a few months. You may be wondering, well, what happened to day 1 of the Captain's blog? Well, because it was actually more like evening one, because, you know, you pick the boat up and this time of year anyway it gets dark early. But I'll recap that when I come up to the Broads usually it is on public transport, so it means tubes, trains, 2 of those, and a cab to the boatyard. And yesterday was a bit of a hellish day because London Underground decided just to self-destruct, which, to be honest with you, if you live in London, is not unusual. But fortunately, the Norwich service from Liverpool Street was on time, which meant that I could just nip across and get the trains Sheringham, get off at Wroxham and or Hoveton and Wroxham, and get a cab that I'd pre-booked, which was a good thing because there were some other people on our train who were also going to Freedom and hadn't pre-booked their cab. But then our woes hadn't ended because the road was closed just before Freedom Boatyard, so we had to go through a long detour, which fortunately the cab company kindly turned his meter off, so we didn't have to pay for because it wasn't our fault. We got to the boatyard, I suppose, about 12:15, told to come back at 2. We went for a meal in the Ferry Inn, which was huge portions. Now I must admit, I had a burger and chips. For the cost of the burger, I was expecting something, you know, like proper, you know, fat, fresh burger. I've had better from kebab shops. Chips were kind of anemic. But my girlfriend's lasagna was huge. It was like the sort of thing you'd buy in a shop to serve 4. And she said that tasted lovely. So, you know, I suppose don't eat burgers, which I must remember to do more. Stop doing. Anyway, so, and then we left of the boatyard, and I suppose we left about 3. And we made it to Wroxham before sunset, where we are still moored, because on day 2 of the Captain's blog is a problem. And this is quite significant because we have no 240 volt power. Now this isn't normally a problem, it's certainly not an emergency or anything like this. They are going to come out and try and help us because I think it's a weird situation, because normally, you know, when you put the inverter on and you have a buzzing sound, it's because there's not enough power. So you start the engine, you generate power, you use the inverter. In this instance, it doesn't matter if the engine's running or not. You get about 30 seconds of power, the buzzer starts, and it doesn't matter what's happening, there is no more power. Why is this a significant problem? Is because I need power to power all of this. I need it for the laptop, I need it for everything, for my cameras and everything else to do the live broadcast. I've been getting by having 12 volt USB. These are brilliant. I can't tell you how important it is you get these, because from this one thing I can charge my phone, I can even charge my MiFi. That's interesting, it will charge on 12 volts, but because I can't do the laptop, because I didn't bring a suitable adapter to run that off of one of these with a, you see, this is what you got to think of. If I've bought from Amazon something that plugs into a lighter socket and gives you 150 watts of power. And I haven't got that. But anyway, this is Flight of Freedom. You got the bow thruster. I've never used one of these before. I felt a bit like I was cheating, to be honest, but it's very useful, it's very handy. The driving position, however, not the best. You're kind of off in the middle, but not quite in the middle, and you can't stick your head out the window. I tried this, by the way. I'm going to stick this outside. This is a suction cup mirror for £1 from Poundland. I thought, well, why not give it a go? I put it on the inside just to see if it fell off overnight, and it hasn't, so that could be useful. But yeah, you can't stick your head out the window, but what you can do is pull the roof back and stick your head out there, which is handy. The windscreen wiper's next to useless because it clears about this much, but your eye line's here. And if you try to look where it clears here, your head hits the ceiling. So anyway, interesting design of boat this, but it's very nice. You've got here's your saloon seating, which is very soft and comfortable, fully carpeted. Sorry about the mess. This is the galley, which is really nice. They've got a wonderful, sorry, I was doing the washing up, and cooker. Look at this. Even with a light, auto ignition, Lovely. Grill, brilliant. Does really good toast too. This is all auto ignition, but you need the inverter to turn it on. So with no inverter, no spark, having to use the good old matches. Microwave, big fridge, lots of storage space and worktop space. The rear cabin, which is here, proper width double bed, and it does go under here, but this is a big gap, so there's no what I call freeboard foot, where you kind of get your foot caught under the thing. Loads of storage, good size heads here, which also opens out here, so you can use that as an ensuite and just a normal one. More storage here, more storage here. This is the forward cabin we're just using for storage. Surprisingly wide single berths and really nice soft foam mattresses. And I like this. I'm a stickler. I know this is bad. I love padded vinyl. I don't know why, but I hate it when you have boats and it looks like it's padded and then it's hard. I suppose it also adds to the insulation. This is the much smaller forward heads. The light doesn't work. We're going to try and get that done. I think it's just the bulb that's gone rather than anything significant, so if need be just take it out one of these that we're not using. I like the fact on this boat that the windows actually seal and close. However, it was a bit nippy last night, and where the canopy slides back, it's actually really well sealed up here, but not down here. So the good old kitchen towel